We'll also canvass the issues that were raised with regards to industrial action and the Nurses Union and the debate we've just heard, and a very useful contribution from Dr. Con. But I have to say, you really understand how much hatred there is of working people from that side of the House. Every single week we come in here, unmitigated attack on workers who are taking lawful industrial action to improve their pay and conditions, and the government lauds that and accepts that. But the height of those opposite to come in here and criticise us, when in budget estimates the Leader of the Opposition actually thought that the 0% wage cap during COVID was a good decision. The cap was belled by the Premier during budget estimates. He admitted it was a good decision, and then outside that, they barely had 2.5%, which actually took them backwards under inflation. Now, the truth is, under this government, the nurses got a 4.5% pay rise last year, and if they were to accept the current offer on the table of 10.5, it would improve their situation by 40%. Now, would it be nice to do better? Would it be nice to give them the 15%? It would, if we could. No one begrudges nurses getting paid more than they are now, and indeed getting paid in proportion to the massive contribution they make to society. But you just got to put this in context. The ratios were a huge issue for that union prior to the election, and we've essentially started to deliver and introduce those ratios, which the nurses asked for, at a cost of some, I think, $1.5 billion to the budget. These are not small things, and we've only been in government for 18 months. Those opposite were in power for 12 years, and as Dr. Con pointed out in her contribution to the Take Note, put us in this mess. We cannot change this overnight. But I just point out, and the Treasurer addressed this in question time today, we now have a genuine IRC system which is serving as a clearinghouse for nurses and the government to go there and resolve the situation, where it's actually meaningful, because you don't have an artificial wage cap where unions feel like there's no point going there because you're restricted to 0% or 2.5%, which eventually became the case. They genuinely feel like they've got an opportunity now to get progress, which is why, in fact, you're seeing unions day in and day out the front here, is because they're actually getting results by going through the process that we've set up, and they know that they'll get the ear of this government and get an outcome. Is it as good as they would always like for their members? Probably not, but it's much, much better than when you're in power, and it's improving week after week and will continue to improve.